I done cried for 1,000 nights after 1,000 fights battling demons we don't speak of anymore. And it seems we numb the pain that consumes us all. Money bags as ice packs, but no amount of stacks could ever make me forget the name. Yahweh. 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 It is for the false representation of God and the courage to say something about it. Never mind the ruins. It's the roots that we're at war for. Never mind the ruins. It's the roots that we're at war for. Just in case you forgot what it is we're fighting for. Before they mistake this for some plot of revenge. Before they see you as some hero with a complex. Before they write you off as a lost cause or misguided in this world filled with sin and excitement. Before you kiss your lover on the forehead. Before you tuck your child into bed, lean over to the side of his head and whisper, I love you. Let it be known. Before you take your place on this throne, take the world by storm and accomplish what's never been seen. Let this dream have its pace and run this race, and before you cross that finish line, make sure you remember what it is we're fighting for. For the cries that's never been heard, for the names that have been forgotten, this is deeper than slavery, we've gone way past that. Because these roots hold the bloodline that still spills on the pavement. This is for the destruction of Mother Nature and the domestic abuse to her children. And for the coastline that still holds the souls of warriors that fought for more than an American dream. We rebel not out of a sense of pride, but in the tense of a mission. As if it wasn't just my duty to defy this system, it would be a sin if I didn't. Because Father, I can't walk in anything that wasn't built by you. And I can't play in any games or rules that weren't set by you. So I'm searching for loopholes to crack code, leaving this light exposed to attract friends and reject foes. Father, I never wanted fortune and fame. I just wanted this world to look like you. Not just the presentation and production, I wanted the substance too. Like I didn't want to just talk about your love, I wanted to fight for it too. My children dreaming and manifesting a different worldview. Babies raised by villages, taught by scholars, tutored by the empaths, but raised by the warriors and loved by their people. But feared by the enemy for knowing their true identity. And then when it came to defending this love, it was by any means necessary. Never mind the ruins. It's the roots that we're at war for. Now you tell me, is it worth it to sacrifice a life for a life in another, maybe generation away, perhaps past or present? And what about the future? What would you do for it? As the buildings collapse and the systems fall, never mind the ruins. It's the roots that we're at war for. Brother. Yo, when I say family, y'all say business. Family. 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 What's going on, y'all? How y'all feeling tonight? Cool. Had to get that off my chest. I am Poetics, and I am so grateful to be here. Thank you for Lady Locks. Thank you for I Love You Fun. Thank you to Palmetto, everybody that came out. I know it's a good and a little chilly in here, but I'm trying to warm it up for y'all. How y'all feel? Cool. So as long as we staying on mission tonight, I want to tell y'all a little something. So I got this mantra that I say to myself, just to keep me focused. And it goes like this. Where do we come from? The dark. What do we come for? Everything. Who do we do it for? The boys up top who don't got no name. And what do he say to you to make you try so hard? Don't be good, be great. Don't be good, be great. Because I remember the ancestors, the hunters, the gatherers. It seems primitive, but I'm just reminiscing. See, before the power struggle, we had roles and purpose to fulfill. And I remember selfless contributions. I remember who was shooting in the gym and who wore the team flag. Before Belgium divided the Hutus and the Tutsis. Before King Leopold collected the hands of the Congo. I remember who gave it all they had, who stood tall, toe-to-toe to the red, white, and blue. And when we were yelling, don't shoot, I remember who stood their ground when Trayvon went down. Who took a stand when Sandra Bland went missing from action like the masses incarcerated. I hope the distance hasn't given you amnesia. What they wanted us to forget, This bloodline and the long-listed legacy, the dynasties and the treasure buried deep beneath. See, before this is all over, our freedom will be the new history. Before this all over, they'll drop to a knee ever so humbly. This is Colin Kaepernick with the fitted hat backwards, do-rags, wave caps. Bring back the camo and the steel toe versus the suit and tie. Matter of fact, get fly how you want to. But when the script gets flipped, remember we said this. Remember the Alamo. Remember Jim Crow. Remember Plessy versus Ferguson. Remember Dorothy Counts. Remember heavyweight bouts. I remember Ali took on the government and went the distance. Pardon me, I'm just reminiscing, but I remember they called us 3/5 of men. From Harriet Tubman to Rosa Parks, I remember black women. Angela Davis rocked the fro. Huey had one too. Stokely Carmichael preached politics. Excuse me. Brother Kwame Ture. See, the politics delayed the enlightenment, but one thing about truth, it always shines the brightest. In the middle of the night when things seem the darkest, I remember pain, passion, who sparked this. I remember swinging with our backs against the wall. I remember the last words of a dying man, stand tall. I can't fight this anymore, because I remember the sacrifice. I remember being up at night. I remember the will, the might, the sittings that meant standing up for what's right. And when we marched on Washington, we didn't numb pain. We came, we tamed, beast slain just to regain, rename, growls, fangs, howls, all in our Father's name. See, I remember Yahweh, connected to a higher power, all praises to it, all mazes lead into it. Intuition, that is. See, they try to confuse us with loose change. They say they want peace and love, fine. Right after we reclaim. See, they try to change the game when they introduce interest and inflation. Profit off the idea of capitalism, just another form of feudalism. Only difference is optimism. Oh my God, all these isms. But I see them, running in circles, doing the most. Take out your pens and pads, ladies and gents. I know it's a little late for final exams, but I want to reach you. See, we cling on to the idea of what it means to be successful because they determine the physical value of the things they try to keep from you, like the elegance and the luxury and the classy. And speaking of class, if you were determined to be lower, then you would be regarded as last. And that's how the devil did it. He played with the ego of man and hoped that you would forget it. But I remember the light, the love, the grace, the mercy, the place of peace, the promise made to the streets. I remember who gave it all they had and asked for the least. I remember who that there that made war with the beast. I remember the prayers before the feast, Father, hallelujah. I remember. Shit. Appreciate you. Man, again, thank you for having me here, man. Just a couple shout outs, you know what I'm saying? Shout out Sincere, Mentor, my brother Andre, brothers Ben Josh, I see you, Raj, Vegan Donuts all the way, you know what I'm saying? My little brother over there. I just want to show some love. This next piece I'm about to do, it's actually a story. And we took this story and we turned it into a short film. And my man Dion over there, yeah, get your love. He was starring, he was one of the star characters in our short film. But the point of this story is to show the power of our community, what we can do when we face with adversity, when we go through our trials and tribulations. Now, it's a story, so I just want y'all to vibe out with me a little bit. It's a 3-part poem. So if y'all could, close your eyes, get into the mood. It's called Mama. Okay. Is Dad coming home? Mama, when's Dad coming home? Is Dad coming home? Mama, son, go to your room. Son, go to your room and eat your food. Your father will be home soon. I heard they were shooting downtown, right around the park where Dad was marching. Fire marshals, ambulance, television news crews, police barricades, they want to silence the streets. That's the last place the truth exists. We all hear the stories about the boys in blue. It's a myth. And now the community's involved and you can't silence the mob. Alleyways getting crowded. I heard one man started shouting, "This is for stand your ground." As the local warehouse workers come to the aid of protesters protesting the death of young Mikey Brown. They were wearing riot gear down there. And we were armed with all heart, says Jared Brown, the uncle who lost a cousin in 9/11. You could feel the tension from the start. I seen boys become men faster than they should have been. Fathers buried their sons, mothers mourn the loss of their daughters' innocence, generational curses, hardships, only disgusting horror flicks, silent cries. There was years of pent-up anger in their eyes. When only the strong survive, time flies, but the violence still reports Mr. Rebecca Andrews from Channel 16 News. I'm going down there, mama. To hell, Dad. No, you're not. You're gonna sit down and finish your food before I beat the black off your ass. I'll take you out this world before I let one of them cops do it. Well, then I guess you're gonna have to be the one, mama. This is our community. We built this from the ground up, and now what? We let them come in and destroy everything we've been building? When do we take a stand? You raised a man, mama. I'm not a child. You're still my baby boy. And what do you hope to accomplish going down there anyway? Get yourself hurt, arrested, or even worse? I'm tired of seeing the hurts. I'm tired of seeing the pain. I'm tired, I tell you, I'm tired. I just want to maintain. Things have been this way for years. We've seen it before. Your father's stuck in a war. He can't win. No sense you getting lost in it. And what's the cost of it all? I've seen people spend their whole lives living dirt poor. Fighting for what? A cause? Where's the honor in that when in fact they'll never pay a dime they owe or respect us for our minds and what we know? This ain't about them, mama. It never was. This is about us. I read the books. I saw the documentaries. We were great people for centuries. That's our legacy. Then they reduced us to beggars. Can't you see? We came so far to deal with the same enemy. We built this nation off our backs. Now it's time to build for ourselves. We can't keep accepting what they got to offer. We deserve more, mama. Been dealing with this system for so long. I'm in these streets. I see it every day, mama. On the TV screen, they make it seem like everything's okay, mama. They just want us to go along with what they say, mama. They just want us to go along with what they say. Mama. Part two. There's two men sitting on a park bench. Now Johnny, he's a ladies' man. You know the type. Born in the 90s, but he a late 80s fan. Now he looks at Corey. Corey got to look like he trying to see what type of trouble he could get in. But then two women walk past. They ain't miss a beat. Johnny on the scene like, excuse me, miss, you're killing them hills and that walk is mean. Now why don't you bring your fine ass to my dreams? And at last it was seen, just a regular night. Then two patrolmen rolling down the avenue. It's late night, so Officer Bailey done a little sipping. Officer O'Malley see two men parked up on a bench that fit a description. It's been a boring night, so they pull up to see what type of trouble they've been getting in. Whoop, whoop. That's the sound of the police coming. Johnny thought he was gonna get some ass. He hit the streets running, no hesitation. Corey hit the pavement, racing, pacing, heard the police radio cracking, status check coming from the station. Officer in pursuit, two black males. Now they chasing through the jungle where they don't fear jail. Now Officer Bailey's a cowboy, he starts shooting like a Western. Corey's always strapped, he started reaching for his weapon. Gunshots go back and forth like crisscross. Plot twist, these ain't the glory days. Somebody should have told them boys ain't no heroes in alleyways. Two more shots, bah, bah. Now a body lays, you called him an innocent cop. He was terrorizing in all kinds of ways. Now things ain't been the same in the last couple days. Ever since they publicized the homicide of an officer, the whole hood been on edge as the blue blood out looking for revenge. No innocent children, men, women today. We lost one of our own, now somebody got to pay. Throw the rule books away, the gloves are coming off. Now men harassed in back room, police battered the bruise. Now little Mikey, 13, he had a hoop dream. So he saw his big brother beat down by the officer of the law. Yeah, he was wearing the same uniform as the man that came to my school. He was wearing those shoes and that badge with that belt and those colors. They worked for the same crew. But this was a different man. He had pale skin and a devilish grin. He doesn't live around here. My brother said he didn't know anything, but he didn't care. Caught by the long arm in the staircase. I thought we were guaranteed a fair case. Now little Mikey got a little piece for us, so I guess they thought he was grown. Mikey gets thrown down to the ground with a knee to his spine. I done told you knuckleheads for the last time, stay in your place. Now Mikey starts struggling as the knee moves from his spine to his face. He's too young to realize what type of trouble he's in. Two cops, two black men, boxed in, closed environment. Now big brother 22, he fighting back and gets loose. He only knows one thing, to protect the youth. He goes to help his little brother and hears, get back before I shoot. A scuffle ensues, and in the midst of the confusion, cop lets off two shots. That little Mikey body stops moving. And all the neighbors hear the shootings. Nobody knows what's going on, but the staircase taped off by the boys in blue. All you see is the television news crew with a close-up of a mother who just lost two of her sons this evening. And now she's grieving. Rebel. Part 3. Part 3. Now, nobody's seen Johnny and Corey in about 3 weekends. And there's a permanent tension between community and law enforcement. Now, every day I wake up, there's the same old new story to tell. Something like a robbery or homicide. A couple politicians talking about how crime is on the rise and what they gonna do to keep us safe. But when you crack theirs, skeletons fall out. Like, what you got to hide? I done heard so many horror stories, I'm starting to think I'm better staying inside. Tell me the truth, do you feel better off accepting the lie? So I drive to the corner store, minding my business, because that's the only way to get by these times. From the crooked cops to the corpse on the corner, call the coroner, I don't know what demons will creep by. Because they built this beautiful playground, but buried beneath is a graveyard. Like, you could lay the brick and mortar, but you can't hide the slaughter. See, this is the flow that make you walk on water. They want to start a new world order, but can't disguise the Most High. Everybody fear death, but living in fear, you're barely alive. See, he was 13. I knew him since he was 5. He was Philly, born bred. Now I can't silence the voices in my head. He said, with all this pride inside, I'm tempted to load up the Ruger and let it fly. I try to pray to God, but it feels like he playing both sides. I know it won't bring him back from the dead, but that's my little man, he said. That's my little man, he said. Now the community's boxed in. Either you affluent or make do with what's been given. And all our heroes are product of entertainment, so you know they ain't about to say shit and jeopardize their payment. Like, how much does it cost for your silence? Now, little Mikey Brown portrait plastered all over the building, but his blood still spills on the pavement. Church Sunday service, funeral arrangement. You mean in order for me to bury my son, I need $1,000 down payment? It's insane, it's deranged. Where's the justice for the one slain? Waiting on politicians to speak out. Fancy rhetoric after rhetoric, telling me they'll all be better if they're the next presidential electorate, and the camera crew show up just in time for the press conference to catch a mother crying hysterical, and a policeman at the podium sounding real hypocritical. So we're here to protect and serve. And the death of this young man was a tragedy. It's so sad to see. But I never seen this occur in the suburbs. Where's the voting booth that broadcast the truth? You saw Mikey as a threat. Where's the ballot to change your point of view? Who do I vote for to change the ideology? The same personality running through the community with a false sense of authority. You believing in the system is a false sense of security. No, seriously. Democratic candidate, Republican candidate. I cast my vote for the human spirit. Because Johnny and Corey feared for their life when they ran from that park bench. And those cops thought they were right when they approached without just cause. Now little Mikey name added to a long list in memory of and justice for. And mama can't help but sing the same old song. Cops don't care about us or the ground we stand on, and the politicians do it for publicity or the photo shoot. I want to drop to my knees and pray, but my father told me to stand tall. And outside Justice Hall, the riot started when the verdict was read, not guilty on all charges. Mama. Again, thank you for having me. Again, thank you for listening. Thank you for being intent. I love y'all. Shout out to Lady Locks, Fun, Palmetto, everybody that came out. I am Poetics. You can follow me on Instagram, _POETIX. That's _POETIX. Don't just follow, click the link in the bio, click the link in the bio, click the link in the bio. We have a podcast that's airing right now with a few members that's already been on the podcast and many more that will be on the podcast. So definitely want to check that out. That's called Family Business. Family Business, Our Wealth, Our Health, Our Business. And I also have a couple books available, Spiritual Warfare, Inspiration of a Nation. You'll be hearing more about that as soon as y'all tap in with me on Instagram. Check out the website as well, IamPoetics.co, IamPoetics.co, not com. I couldn't afford the M. So just make sure y'all tap in with me, all right? Appreciate you, fam. Appreciate you, brother. My man, appreciate you. Yo. I got it.